Did you know that some ancient books were deliberately excluded from the Bible? The choices that determined what texts were included were not solely based on divine inspiration. They were influenced by politics and power. Imagine influential leaders deciding which sacred writings to hide from humanity. Why were these books left out? And what secrets might they hold? In this video, we'll explore the secrets behind these forbidden texts. From the mysteries of Mary Magdalene's lost gospel to Judas's reimagined betrayal, we're diving into powerful stories that could have reshaped Christianity as we know it. Stay tuned to discover why these books were banned and what they reveal. If you find these mysteries intriguing, hit the like button and subscribe for more thought-provoking content. The forbidden books and why they were excluded. The Bible we recognize today did not always exist in its current form. The process of determining which books would be included was lengthy, contentious, and often strategic. The Council of Nicaea, held in 325 AD, played a crucial role in deciding which scriptures were deemed canonical. These decisions were not purely theological, they were driven by political motives. Church leaders selected texts that would support a unified belief system, excluding numerous writings that might have challenged or complicated their narrative. Could it be that some of these omitted texts contained ideas that were too revolutionary or subversive for the early church? By examining these forbidden texts, we gain insight into how the church prioritized uniformity and control over a diverse expression of spiritual thought. Imagine if some of these excluded books had been included. Perhaps Christianity today would be more mystical, inclusive, or even feminist. One prominent example is the Book of Enoch, which provides a vivid and unsettling depiction of angels and their interactions with humanity, including the origin of the Nephilim, giant beings born from unions between fallen angels and human women. Such stories did not align with the carefully controlled theological narrative that the early church wanted to promote. The Council of Nicaea and the Hidden Gospels. The Council of Nicaea was not solely focused on unifying the Christian community. It was also about consolidating power. The church leaders realized that, to strengthen the authority of the church, they needed a single, uncontested version of religious doctrine. This meant that many writings, including those with radical perspectives on Jesus' teachings, were left out. Why would they make these exclusions? One reason could be that the rejected texts portrayed Jesus as a more human figure or encouraged direct, personal spiritual experiences. The Nag Hammadi Library, discovered in Egypt in 1945, is filled with texts that present Jesus in a different light, one that does not conform to the strict dogma established by the council. Some of these texts suggest that Jesus taught secret wisdom to a select group of followers, implying an inner circle of disciples with deeper knowledge. This concept of an exclusive group conflicted with the church's desire for an inclusive but tightly controlled faith. Could these hidden gospels have changed the way we understand Jesus and his teachings? Perhaps they offered a more mystical, profound perspective on spirituality, one that challenged the rigid hierarchies the early church sought to impose. Mary Magdalene's Gospel, a speculative journey. Let's be clear. The idea of a gospel written by Mary Magdalene is speculative, with no solid historical basis. However, it presents a fascinating possibility. What if Mary Magdalene had written a gospel that detailed her close relationship with Jesus, her role in his ministry, or even her personal understanding of his teachings? Mary Magdalene is often depicted in the canonical Gospels as a devoted follower of Jesus, but there are indications that her role was far more significant. Some Gnostic texts suggest that Mary was one of Jesus' closest confidants, possibly even more significant than some of the apostles. The Gospel of Mary, which exists only in fragmentary form, hints that she possessed unique knowledge that Jesus shared exclusively with her. Imagine how different the story of Christianity might be if a woman's perspective had been given prominence, one that offered a more emotional and intimate portrayal of Jesus' life and teachings. Could this gospel have been excluded because it presented an empowered woman as a spiritual leader? The early church was founded in a patriarchal society, and a narrative that placed a woman in such a central role could have threatened the established male-dominated hierarchy. The Gospel of Judas, the betrayal reimagined. The Gospel of Judas is one of the most controversial apocryphal texts. It provides an alternative perspective on Judas Iscariot, not as the ultimate betrayer, but as a disciple acting according to Jesus' wishes. This interpretation challenges the traditional view of Judas as purely a villain. The Gospel of Judas suggests that Jesus shared secret teachings with Judas, instructing him to betray him as part of a divine plan. If true, Judas was not acting out of greed or malice, but was fulfilling a crucial role at Jesus' request, making him the most trusted disciple. This reframing turns the story of betrayal into one of trust and sacrifice. Why was this version excluded from the Bible? It could be that such a narrative complicates the simple dichotomy of good versus evil that runs through much of Christian theology. By portraying Judas in a more sympathetic light, the Gospel of Judas invites us to explore the complexity of human actions and divine intention, concepts that are far more nuanced than the traditional Christian teachings would have us believe. The forbidden books of the Bible raise numerous questions about what might have been. What secrets were hidden, and why did powerful leaders feel compelled to suppress these texts? Perhaps it was about maintaining control, shaping faith and belief into something manageable and uniform. By exploring these apocryphal texts, we can gain a deeper, more complex understanding of spirituality. If you found these mysteries as captivating as we did, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We have many more fascinating topics that delve into the mysteries of history, faith, and the unknown, and we'd love for you to join us on this journey.